I saw a couple of episodes of this. One about is there a God? Another one about what holds the universe together, dark matter. And I'm wondering, your involvement in this. As a kid, did you ever lay out in a summer night looking up at the sky, wondering all of these questions?
Yes. I grew up in Mississippi, one of the darkest places on the planet. That was back when I was a kid. We didn't have all those lights around out in the
so you could see lots
rural
of
areas. Yeah. So when you looked up, that's what you saw. Yeah,
and what did you think when you looked up?
I have no idea what I thought then, but it was very fascinating as you grow older and you read more and you start looking up and seeing the things that have been identified as something else, Like we look up and we see Orion's belt, stars that are billions and billions of miles apart, but we've created something out of them, makes them all hang together. How does that happen? Astrology. You ever think about astrology?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Does it have an effect on you?
I read my horoscope just this morning. Big things ahead for me in the next couple of days.
Right.
And you've said before, Morgan, that you're a man of God. When you did this, and so many of these questions were posed.
When did I say I was a man of God?
You're not?
No.
You're a man of faith.
Faith. It's a big difference.
So all right. So the question of faith leads us most of the time to a God. What is your view of faith?
The question of faith is whatever you actually believe is. Like we take a lot of what we're talking about in science on faith. We posit a theory, and until it's disproven, we have faith that it's true. If the mathematics work out, then it's true, until it's proven to be untrue. For instance, if you remember, there was one point when we had mapped the universe and we knew what all of the matter was. We knew where the edge of the universe was. And then we got the Hubble telescope and we go, uh-oh.
Yeah, not quite there. It's a little further on.
Right.
And all of that really gives you a sense of perspective as well. When you back in the early days, we thought the world was it. And then we found that there was a solar system.
Right.
Then we found that there was a galaxy. And then we found, oh, no, there's not just this galaxy. There's hundreds of millions of them. And maybe are there other universes as well? When you sat there looking up, and now when with the benefit of years behind you now, do you get a sense of, wow, where do we fit into all of this? Give me some perspective here.
That's kind of what we're examining. Where do we fit in here? Out of all of these billions of, we've all stars or galaxies, really. Out of all these billions of galaxies that have billions of solar systems, are we it? Is that all there is?
What do you think? Are we alone? I mean,
no. We're only alone in this section of the Milky Way.
The zip code.
Exactly. I think that life has evolved in many other places. The question of is there a God on the other side of that? If there isn't a God, is it just a cosmic crapshoot?
And that's the question, is there a room for science and faith to come together, a belief in God and a greater understanding of science?
We've spoken to a religious man who was a scientist. It's in the first episode, and you hear what he has to say about it. He was a scientist first, and then he shifted over, and he said the two are compatible, he thinks. So.
It does raise a lot of questions, though. I mean, it just sort of expands your horizons when you think of all this.
Yeah, and the first thing that comes to mind for me, because I'm really a big fan of science fiction and science fantasy, space travel.
Oh, yeah. You want to go up?
No. I used to want to go up. I'm 73.
You can still do it. Yeah. Richard Branson he's got his life.
Yeah, he's invited me.
Yeah.
He said, why don't we go up?
Well, what are you waiting for?
I want to go somewhere.
Oh, you don't want to just go up and down?
Just go up and come down. No, if you're going to go to Mars, I think I'd like to do that. I'd like to take that shot. The other problem with it is that we say there are such distances that we're never going to be able to really think seriously about space travel. No, that's not so at all. Once we figure out the space-time continuum, we'll lick it. Because the one thing that defines humans is that if we can imagine it, we can do it.
You know that whole thought has sort of been put to the test as we take a look at this catastrophe in the Gulf. A lot of people say, we can figure out how to put a man on the moon. Why can't we figure out how to shut off this oil?
We'll figure it out. We just can't do that overnight. It'll be figured out. It'll be accomplished. But we just, this is all experimental. Mm-hmm. Everybody is saying, the president should do this, the president should do that, and they got a lot of shoulds out there, but no one has ever tried this before. BP, we're all guinea pigs. It's like the professor said that I saw on, I think it wasn't on this show, it was on somebody's show, and he was saying, this has never been done before.
Yeah. Well, here's a whole new series that you can tackle.
Well, we may have to get into it.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, you have such an incredible range as an actor. You recently played Nelson Mandela, in a terrific drama Invictus. You've been in comedies, Bruce Almighty, playing God. Is there one particular genre you like better than another? And just to talk about the bucket list, which you've also appeared in, is there a character or a person who's on your bucket list that you want to play?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's always, your actors we want to do. Keep going. I learned about a deputy U.S. Marshal back in the days of Judge Isaac Parker, who cleaned up supposedly Indian territory back in the 1880s. And this guy's name was Bass Reeves. Now, you may hear a lot of stuff about Bass Reeves, but nobody's ever tackled him. He was one of the most well-known deputy marshals in the West in his time.
So you want to do Bass Reeves?
I want to do Bass Reeves.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that you'll make it happen. You made so many other things happen. Morgan Freeman, it's great to talk to you. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Thanks for being with us, and happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.